into the Gulf of Mexico now. That is Milton, Category 5. You mentioned 180-mile-per-hour sustained winds, but gusts are 220 miles per hour. Movement is to the east now at 10. And right now, because of the impacts which we are expected to be seeing, we already have the tropical storm watch is in effect for pretty much all of our coastal areas. We also have a storm surge watch in effect for our area, especially into our Thursday. It looks like those high tide cycles. So let's show you what we expect to see with Milton. This could be strengthening a bit more into the evening hours before we get into Wednesday, taking a turn to the northeast, and that's when weakening is expected. It's going to get picked up by the jet stream, and that's going to really accelerate this storm, but tend to weaken it. As the storm weakens, it's going to start to expand the wind field. So right now, tropical storm force winds are only out 80 miles from the center. Look how much further away from the center they're going to be as it makes landfall late Wednesday into Thursday. And that would put some tropical storm winds in gusts over our area throughout the morning hours and at least into the afternoon, it looks like, on Thursday. By the afternoon Thursday, still a hurricane off the Florida coastline, but working away and becoming more of an extratropical low pressure as it continues to weaken as it interacts with the frontal boundary. So main thing we're going to be watching for is those tides coming up on Thursday. The high tide cycle here expected now forecast to be 10.2 feet, but the National Weather Service says there's a greater than 10% chance that we could see an 11-foot or higher tide. So we definitely need to be watching that very closely coming up for our Thursday high tides. As far as the wind, this is not a huge wind event. This is not what we had with Helene, but generally looking at 30 to maybe 40 mile per hour wind gusts in a lot of the inland areas. Could be up closer to 50, especially along the coastal regions. That's why we have that tropical storm watch in effect. There's going to be a very sharp line between who sees the rain and who doesn't. Looks like our inland northern areas might not see much in the way of any rain, but our southern areas from Darien, Sapple Island, and the Brunswick region could see 2+ inches of rain. Again, a very fine line. We'll have to wait and see how that line sets up as it moves through the area. Didn't see any rain today, topped out at 86 degrees. And as we go through the rest of the evening hours, we're 82 now, and we're going to see those temperatures falling back into the mid-70s. Pretty quiet weather for the evening. No rain on that Fair and Fair First Alert Live radar, but we are tracking a cold front. Not a lot of moisture with that, but that's going to help, which is keeping Milton down to our south. So going hour by hour, notice that we have pretty quiet weather here throughout the day on Tuesday. Even as we go into Wednesday, there we are with a few clouds early. Most of Wednesday looks to be okay. Late into the day, we're tracking our rain chance working in from the south. And there's that fine line we talked about. The bulk of the steadier rain will be moving down into northern areas of Florida. It's going to be close, but we'll watch that one here over the next day or so. 85 for the high tomorrow. Great weather as we wait for the impacts from Milton. First Alert Weather Day on Thursday. Once we get Milton out of here, look at the nice weather for the weekend. Maybe some 40s inland Saturday morning.